Before Twilight, before Buffy, there was The Lost Boys. This 1987 vampire flick combined teen rebellion, rock and roll, and horror in a way that changed the genre forever. But there's a lot more about this movie that fans don't know. So let's sink our teeth into 10 behind the scenes facts that'll make you see The Lost Boys in a whole new light.
Notice anything unusual about Santa Carla yet?
It's a pretty cool place. If you're a Martian.
Or a vampire.
1. The title comes from Peter Pan. The name Lost Boys isn't just a cool title, it's a dark twist on Peter Pan. Just like the boys in Neverland, these vampires never grow up. Only difference? These ones drink blood and ride motorcycles. It's genius when you think about it. Taking a children's classic and twisting it into punk rock, vampire mythology. Bonus trivia, in the original concept, the movie was going to be more Goonie style, with kid vampires aged 8 through 10. Joel Schumacher came in and said, let's make it sexy, scary, and teenage, and that changed everything. 2. The cast was almost completely different. Before Jason Patric signed on as Michael, both Kiefer Sutherland and Corey Haim were not in the running. Schumacher originally wanted Emilio Estevez and Jason Gedrick, but rewrites and recasting gave us the vampire dream team we know today. 3. The sax man is a real musician. Remember the oiled up sax player? That's Tim Capello, an actual touring saxophonist who played with Tina Turner. He was brought in as eye candy and somehow became one of the most iconic images of the film. 4. Kiefer Sutherland's fangs were too big. Sutherland's vampire fangs had to be filed down after the first fittings. Why? They were too long and he couldn't close his mouth without looking like he had dentures.
You don't want to miss this.
5. The Frog Brothers were inspired by Rambo. Corey Feldman and Jameson Newlander were told to channel Rambo and Chuck Norris for their characters. Feldman even watched First Blood to prep for his lines. That's why the Frog Brothers act like mini action heroes. You gotta love how dead serious the Frog Brothers are. They're working in a comic shop but acting like vampire commandos. And the chemistry between Corey Haim and Corey Feldman, this was their first movie together. It kicked off the entire Two Corys era that defined late 80s teen cinema. 6. The movie was shot in Santa Cruz, but they never called it that. The fictional Santa Carla is really Santa Cruz, California. Local officials were a little nervous about being labeled the murder capital of the world, so the name was changed.
Ooh, you smell like garlic.
7. David's death was originally more violent. In early cuts, David, played by Kiefer Sutherland, was impaled in a much bloodier, more graphic death. But Schumacher trimmed the gore down to keep the film R-rated instead of NC-17.
You don't want to miss this.
8. The cave was a real hotel ruins set. The vampire's lair is built inside the ruins of a sunken luxury hotel. That's not CGI. It's an elaborate, real set built on a soundstage inspired by a hotel that sank in the 1906 San Francisco earthquake. 9. The ending hints at a sequel. Grandpa's final line, "One last thing about living in Santa Carla I never could stomach, all the damn vampires," was meant to tease future stories. Though the sequel didn't come for 20 years, the ending left the door wide open. Let's be honest, Grandpa steals the ending. That line is so deadpan, it's perfect. And while the official sequel, Lost Boys The Tribe, didn't land until 2008, fans spent decades hoping for more. Bonus fact, in the comics, David survives and becomes a recurring character, so he's not totally gone. 10. The soundtrack was a monster hit. The soundtrack went platinum and helped define the film's legacy. Songs like Cry Little Sister became instant cult classics, and the album spent over 40 weeks on the Billboard charts.